I'm Phil Sabo, Director of Corporate Financial Systems at Quest Diagnostics. Quest Diagnostics is the industry leader in diagnostic testing. We perform over 500,000 tests daily. The business has grown significantly over the last 10 years. I think in 2008 we were roughly up around 8% to $7.5 billion in revenue. I was brought into the organization primarily to define the financial system strategy. With all of those reorganizations or all of the acquisitions that the organization has had over time, things get a little hectic with integration of systems, certainly around the ERP, the billing, the lab systems. So we've been really looking to define a strategy and, quite frankly, using data governance as the cornerstone for that strategy. The current state of financial reporting and analysis at Quest Diagnostics has been defined as brute force. We get it done, but it's through a series of very manual detective controls, and one of the things that we want to do is we want to look at the systems and be able to move some of those detective controls to preventive controls and enable our business users to spend more of their time doing analysis and value-added business research and analysis rather than spending so much time doing the hunting and gathering of data. The current processes at Quest Diagnostics is primarily driven through our PeopleSoft ERP platform. All of our end users, our field users, our business unit users are using that, and they're using Envision as their primary reporting tool. At the corporate level, so for corporate tax, treasury, P&A folks, they're using Hyperion Enterprise. Hyperion Enterprise it's a great product. It's served well for the last 10 plus years within the organization, but the business has grown and it can't currently meet the needs of the organization. One of the issues that we have is when questions arise from the business unit, or from corporate to the business unit, I should say, they're talking different languages. They're looking at the Hyperion structures and metadata structures that are quite different than the structures that are in PeopleSoft, and there's not that transparency down to the source information within the general ledger. It creates a lot of confusion and ambiguity in their analysis. I think one of the primary drivers to our data governance strategy was to align our hierarchical structures across the organization for compliance with global accounting standards such as GAAP and IFRS, as well as compliance-related issues such as SOX and Basel II. We felt that was a critical need within the organization. We view data governance as a key element to improving our financial data quality through people, process, and technology.
Can you explain in more detail the reporting needs and requirements at Quest Diagnostics?
Some of the challenges at Quest Diagnostics right now is that there's been little change to the financial reporting system since the original implementation in 2001. So we've had a lot of additional add-on acquisitions that have been added into or been layered into the general ledger, and I think the theory of the day was that if we needed to report on the information, that we needed to get it into the general ledger. And what that causes is it causes this very bloated general ledger. When we went through our version 9 upgrade, we were up to about 1.5 terabytes of data. And what we're looking to do as part of this process is really move more towards a thin ledger. Quest Diagnostics wants to leverage a thin ledger design to augment or to enhance the capabilities within all of the sub-module components, such as our AR and billing systems, our AP, our asset management, our order management, purchasing, inventory, and let those systems actually do the transactional processing and move a lot of the reporting that's been done historically out of Envision into our management reporting layer. Now, our current management reporting layer is Hyperion Enterprise, and we're looking to upgrade that as part of this project as well. And we're going to be moving to a multi-dimensional OLAP cube, the Essbase product. We're going to use that as a primary driver for GL Analytics. One of the key elements to that strategy is to also provide our end users with drill down capability using EIS or Essbase Studio in order to get to the transactional detail. Our financial system strategy is simple. It's supporting capturing the right information once. And how are we going to do that? We're going to do it through a series of complementary component systems. So we're going to leverage our investment in our current PeopleSoft ERP platform as our core transactional process system. We're going to implement a combination of people, process, and technology around data governance, including the DRM tool, and we're going to implement a best-in-breed management reporting platform in Essbase. As part of our financial systems strategy, we're looking to consolidate disparate reporting systems and introduce the foundation of an enterprise performance management platform. Some of the components of the enterprise performance management platform are things like data governance, financial data quality, simplification of a reporting strategy around tax, legal, statutory, treasury, internal and external reporting, cash flow reporting, by implementing a management reporting strategy with Essbase at the kind of the cornerstone of that foundation, as well as laying the groundwork or using that enterprise performance management platform to get us eventually to planning and forecasting. During the financial systems roadmap, our team discussed several strategies on how to approach the phasing of the project. Phase one was obviously, it was the most important phase for the Quest Diagnostics folks. There was a significant need around management reporting, so we decided to start there with a foundation for enterprise performance management. And within that first phase, we've decided to break it up into several critical areas, one being a redesign of our chart field, or an analysis for potential redesign of our chart field. The chart is about 10 plus years old at this point in time, and with the integration of so many new business units and product type businesses, IT healthcare businesses, it was important for us to reevaluate that as part of the enterprise performance management strategy. So what we've done is we're going to be kicking off I guess a series of workshops in order to accomplish that task and understand exactly what needs to be changed in our current chart field. That's part of phase one. Also within phase one is utilization of our data governance strategy. The data governance strategy, again, this is the glue that holds everything together. This is critical for us getting to enterprise performance management or getting to management reporting prior to having those changes implemented in our Essbase implementation. So it's one, redesign of our chart field, two, implementation of a data governance strategy, and three, implementation of our Essbase management reporting platform. Those are the three critical components within phase one. Phase two would actually be a follow-up to the chart field design that we're currently working through, and it's the actual implementation of those chart field redesigns into our general ledger. So there's a considerable amount of effort and work that's kind of tied into that initiative. There's so many upstream and downstream impacts that we really need to focus and make sure that we have all of the relevant parties involved, and we're considering all of those upstream impacts. I would say that the key success factors today that will enable Quest Diagnostics to be successful as we talk about some of that longer term strategy is really laying the foundation around our data governance strategy. Once we get that foundation in place, these other pieces are going to fall into place relatively easily. If we need to go out and look for a planning and consolidation system, we've already done the work up front. We have our data management structures, we have our data rationalization tools, we have all these components in place. So it becomes a lot easier for us to focus on the actual needs of the business and really begin to evolve this, the EPM platform, rather than having to redo all this stuff every time we go into a new application. So being able to utilize our data governance strategy for planning and forecasting, as an example, it's a game changer. It really is. It's going to enable us to bring those structures, to create that cube, to get those structures up and running, to begin populating that with data and begin developing those business rules very rapidly. Now we feel very comfortable that the platform that we're putting in place, this enterprise performance management platform, will give us this, this quick win of GL analytics and drill down to transactional level detail for our finance world. But ideally, it's going after some of the other areas, going after DSOs, being able to analyze DSOs, having that information readily available, being able to utilize or reuse and have a consistent portal for a finance organization to go through is critical as well. When we talk about things like working capital, we talk about product line profitability. Again, we think that it's a complementary set of tools, and we want to be able to utilize the tools within the EPM platform to go after that information. So whether it's in an Oracle warehouse or if it's in the PeopleSoft EPM product, it's still critical for it's a critical component, and data governance is really what's going to hold that all together. So taking this this first win of GL analytics and data governance and rolling it out to other areas of the organization is really where the value is.